No one said that training to be a teacher was easy, but this programme may just help. We're going to be following trainee teachers as they prepare to get hands-on in the classroom. Brett, who's training to be a primary teacher, is touring his new school before he starts teaching practice.
Oh, wow. You nervous?
I'll show you it.
And Rachel is getting to grips with the etiquette in the staff room.
Normally the ones on the bottom are the ones that sort of teachers have brought in, but there's no big problem if you use one.
This programme is packed full of tips and advice that should help you in your school placement. It's September, and Brett Shah has just embarked on a one-year PGCE course at Manchester University, training to be a primary teacher.
Piaget talked about particular stages of learning.
There are just a few short weeks in academia before Brett's let loose in a real school.
I can hear you. It's as good as a telephone.
Rachel is also studying to be a primary school teacher, but she's doing a 4-year undergraduate course at Trinity and All Saints College in Leeds. She's about to start her 3rd teaching practice.
But I think the thing to say to you is that this placement is really high stakes for you. So really take advantage of the situation that you're in, OK? Get involved in the life of the school. Demonstrate how professional you can be, how this is the profession that you really want to be in, and how passionate you are about teaching. Because if you're not, you shouldn't really be here.
Monday we start school-based training. It's a 6-week placement, really looking forward to it. Bit nervous, it's a brand new school, it looks really nice. Starting placement, you're worried about meeting new people and getting to know the kids' names, remembering the kids' names and things like that, and getting used to the way the school works and different routines that people have and things like that.
Contacting a school before you arrive is a really big tip. If you've got a placement that's organised, there's nothing to stop trainees ringing up earlier, and that's a really powerful thing to do because that looks very professional.
I would always encourage people to ring and say, you know, what do I need to do for dinner? Where do I come when I get there? Who do I need to meet? What do I wear? All those things.
Right, so the head teacher's office there.
OK.
The school office there if there's any problems at all. That's obviously first part of the call.
Right.
So the children can come in from 20 to 9 each morning, and we don't take the register till 10 to 9. And then generally lessons start about 9ish. So my office is there. That's the first aid room, so if there's ever anybody hurt, that's where to take them and somebody...
OK, is the first aid book in there?
It is, everything's in there, yeah, that you might need. Morning!
But for Adele, it's her first day in school. She's one of a number of student teachers at Outwood Grange School in Wakefield. Like Rachel, she's studying at Leeds Trinity, but Adele's on an intensive 1-year PGCE course, training to be a secondary RE teacher.
Anybody got a greatest worry?
I think mine's not knowing enough. And I know that's silly because it's our first day, but I've got visions of someone saying, so what happened in so-and-so? And me going, no idea.
We do not expect you to be expert teachers today. Please don't think that you should know everything, that you've got all the skills. At this moment, we don't expect you to.
Timekeeping is really important. Don't be late. Doesn't matter whether the bus is broken down or not, continuous lateness is going to lose you friends very, very quickly.
I arrived really, really early. I set off at 6 this morning, got here for 6:30, sat in the car park, twiddling my thumbs going, where am I going, what am I doing? I've got 2 hours to kill. So the nerves built up a lot.
One person determined to make a good first impression is Brett, on his first day's teaching practice at Marland Hill Primary in Oldham.
Mrs Hunt, who's the deputy head.
Hi, Mrs Hunt.
This is Brett.
My name's Brett.
How do you do?
I'm PGC student.
You might feel really nervous, but actually smiling at everybody will mean that they will engage with you as a person rather than just, oh, we've got another student.
You nervous? No, you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, especially with all these toys.
Make friends with the support staff. They give you wonderful hints, and the receptionist, caretaker, cleaners, as well as your teaching assistants will be vital to you throughout your career.
is very important in terms of working relationships with people in school, beyond your class teacher and the people that you work with, that you do take opportunities to visit the staff room, that you do take opportunities to talk to other members of staff, because everyone can help you in developing your practice.
Hi Louise, I'm Brett.
Hi
One of
Brett,
the
how are you
PGCE
doing?
students.
You're
Well,
right.
thank you.
How are you enjoying your course?
Yeah, the course is good. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Two parallel classes here, both year 1 and 2. So in the middle area here will also be teaching assistants working with children.
Okay.
And what will be hard for you is having people in the room working at the same time as you. But you will get used to it, and please use these teaching assistants because they are absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
We've got about 26 teaching assistants in the school.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
How many teachers are there?
There's about 12 teachers and 26
Okay.
Make yourself known to the caretaker, the secretary, and the class teacher and your mentor. And then at lunchtime, make sure that you engage with the lunchtime supervisor and know the key personnel in the school.
Dress the part. If you want people to respect you, dress in a way that invites that respect.
No jeans, no hugely plunging necklines, etc. Or ridiculously short skirts, or and for men, smart trousers, no sort of t-shirts with slogans. It sounds all the obvious things, but some people do slip up.
Try and dress and look conservative to start with. You know, don't go in with jazzy fashions, don't go in with blue hair.
I did have pink hair before I started this training, and I got rid of that purely because I didn't think it was professional enough.
They've all got computers.
Yeah, it seems to be loads of computers.
Yeah.
Are you collecting the Tesco vouchers?
I just caught the eye of a little boy who just looked at me and said, "What are you looking at?"
Oh, bless him.
Different schools will have different takes on it. With some schools where you're encouraged not to dress overly smartly, for example, because you might be working in an area of social deprivation, and the staff have made an option, a choice as a staff, to dress in a particular kind of way because it's part of their ethos and what they value.
Right, you've come today, you look absolutely brilliant, fantastically smart, but you've come as if you've come for an interview, which in a way you have, haven't you, today, because you want to obviously impress me and impress the school, and you look fantastic, but you're working with year 1 and 2. And believe me, you'll be sat on the floor, you'll be outside, you'll be in the cold, you'll be doing all sorts of activities. So I would say dress as smart as you can, but I wouldn't particularly wear a suit.
Right, what do you drink?
Oh, tea for me, please.
Tea.
Thank you. Is there a kitty thing for...
There is, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
works out. Is it about 10p a cup or
yeah,
something
it's not
like
much.
that? I'll show you it.
Okay.
Later. It's not a... They're spare. Normally the ones on the bottom are the ones that sort of teachers have brought in, but there's no big problem if you use one. But all the yellow ones and like Robin Wood ones are all
These are all
spare ones anyway.
Oh, okay.
Plain ones. Now this staff room is absolutely fantastic. It's big enough for visitors to come and sit in, so you won't be squashed in here. You can sit where you want, because I know the questions are, where do I sit?
And which mug can I or cannot not use? Yeah.
You can use anything, okay? You don't need to come in and think, I can't sit here, because this is a teacher's chair. It isn't a teacher's chair. Wherever you want to sit, whatever you want to do, this is a staff room for you to calm in. So make it your own. Make it your home when you come here.
Okay, thank you.
I think when going into the staff room, be aware that it's somebody else's space. If you sit down or pick somebody else's cup up and people seem to be staring at you or throwing daggers at you, it's probably you've picked up the wrong cup or you're in the wrong place. But to be fair, I mean, most of the schools, if not all, volunteer to have students in and the trainees and to train them. So usually they're fairly comfortable place. But I think just be aware of the protocols that might be there within a particular school.
I think the etiquette is that the permanent staff come first, so that if somebody rushes in break time and you're about to get your drink, I think you should step aside and let that member of staff get on with it, and then you can go in.
None of the students start teaching in the first week. It's a chance to observe experienced teachers in action.
5 minutes. 5 minutes to get all these... Just the A questions.
And that's not religious specific, is it? That's just
No,
like
it can
definition
be.
of...
Yeah, they're just an A question is either a definition or a fact. I mean, do you want to sit down and just scribble, or do you want to work with a group?
I'd like to get involved if that's all right.
That's fine.
Mr. Shah will be working with your class over the next few weeks. He's going to be helping you to do your learning.
Good morning, children.
Good morning.
I feel very strongly that learning to teach is incredibly similar to learning to drive. When you're learning to drive, you think every little process through consciously. So I need to now put it in gear, and it's the same as learning to teach. But you know, you do get to a point where it just happens.
I'm blindfolded again.
You need to not see anything. Right, sit down.
Is this going to be big enough?
Close
your eyes.
Oh,
Oh, I don't think I've got enough material here.
Well, I think he's presented himself extremely well. He's come really, really smart to school. He's obviously tried to think very carefully about his questions. He has asked some very sensible questions. He's obviously very keen to do well, and he appears extremely enthusiastic. I always say to them, I expect you to be nervous, so don't worry if you're nervous. I don't think it matters. And I think also it's a bit like going on stage, isn't it? If you're not nervous at all, I'd probably be questioning it.
So, anything else I don't like about that? Georgina?
And what shop does he go to?
What shop? So we're going to describe the shop with an adjective. The first week is settling in, getting to know the children, getting to know the routines, and she's done all that very quickly. The way she's used her initiative and worked with the children straight away. Every time there's a lesson and they're working in a group, she's worked out which children need the help and is homing in on those children straight away.
What's your story about?
It's about this boy who saw a letter saying his name on, and then so he ripped it open, and then it said he'd been invited to this abandoned house, and then he goes there, and then the door opens for him and slams, and then there's going to be a dagger and some blood on the floor.
Oh, scary. You're all writing very scary stories.
Say hello to children in the corridor, you know, get them used to seeing you, feel like you're part of staff, volunteer to do duties. People will love you, and the kids find it easier to respect you if they associate you as an established member of staff.
If you can come along and want to be involved in the full life of the school, not be dying for 3:15 so you can go home, then I think that that's the right kind of mindset, and it's a professional mindset.
Be prepared to show initiative, even if you make your subject mentor a cup of tea. You know, just something very small like that, or I brought some biscuits in for the staff room.
OK. Do you want a cuppa?
People will be so grateful because teachers are generally stressed out people. They haven't got enough time. So anything that you can take initiative and do, actually I photocopied these for you, is that okay? People will absolutely love you for it.
I think it's vital that they get absolutely stuck in and join in 100%, so that they can take advantage and learn from every experience that's going.
My PGCE year, in a lot of ways, it was like a dog year because I feel like I aged about 7 years.